evening, soft tippers, and welcome to the Soft Tip Central Network. First of all, before we go any further, for those of you that are watching this video that haven't liked and subscribed, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, just so that you're informed as to when we're next either going live on a Gramboard or Nexus stream, or when we're actually doing another review or interview. Recently we've just interviewed Wayne Mardle, we've reviewed the brand new shot releases from Kyle Anderson, so we've got a lot of stuff on the channel that may interest people that play soft tip darts. So just hit those notification buttons and hit the subscribe button, and you'll be one of the first to find out when they all hit your screens. So tonight we're going to be reviewing a windmill product. We're going to be reviewing the Simon Whitlock Special Edition 22 gram soft tip barrels. We're going to have a look at these in depth. We're going to do our usual review that we've done on all the barrels beforehand. So the best thing to do is just go away and have a look at this packaging in detail. Okay, so a quick look at the packaging here now, and as you can see on the front of the packaging here we have a lovely picture of Simon himself with the Prism Force logo underneath here. Down here we have the fact that they are a 22 gram soft tip dart with a barrel weight of 20 grams. The windmill logo down here, Simon Whitlock in big letters across the top, designed by tour professional Simon Whitlock with the windmill emblem there. A big window here housing the darts. All three barrels are available to see there in their windmill point protector just there. So we're going to flip this over now and have a little look at the back. So on the back here you've obviously got, generally like you do with most windmill, you get an image of the dart itself. But as these are the special editions, these aren't actually the barrel that we're going to be getting in the box. The ones we get in the box are the special edition ones. This is a image of a standard Whitlock dart. These are the ones you'll see him playing with mostly on tour. It says down here that it's a 90% tungsten content, precision engineered with a control balance grip, and now match weighted to plus or minus 0.05 of a gram. Again, Simon's name across the top and the windmill logo at the bottom. Follow, like and watch with the @ of windmill if you're on Twitter, and the hashtag windmill as well. They also have an online presence, and I believe they have their own app. But yeah, let's flip these now and see what they look like on the inside. Okay, so here's the inside of the packaging, housed as most darts are now in this rather dense polyurethane foam. You've got your three prism stems housed there. The Prism Force stems, it's also really good to note that these stems are actually have got a ring grip on the actual stem. So they've got a ring grip cut out of the base of the stem here, which gives you additional grip. We've got flying flights. We've got a set of 3 prism flights up here in the purple and black that you will see displayed in the barrels, which are housed here. So obviously all 3 barrels are housed within the actual foam packaging there, and you've got the windmill heat stamped emblem at the top just there. So let's go and do our usual weights and measure test and check these barrels out. Okay, so as windmill have said in the packaging and advertised, these are a 20 gram barrel weight, and they are match weighted to 0.05 of a gram. So let's have a quick look, and the first one's coming out at 20.20, and the second one now it's coming at 20.20, and the third one now 20.21. So they are all within 0.01 of a gram, which, to be perfectly honest with you, is pretty good considering all the machining that goes into these. There are a lot of variables on the actual barrels, so there's a lot of areas that you could lose a sort of 0.5 or 0.1 of a gram here, there and everywhere. So let's go and have a closer look at these width and lengthwise. So we get the calipers out for you and get them set to 0. So as you can see, these are actually quite a variable dart in width. So what I'm going to do is go to the largest point, which I personally think is just this section of the dart before you get the nose taper and the small scallop here. So we're going to test the width on that first. And the width of that is 6.8 millimeters. Now the thinnest part of the dart is the center of this scallop here, so we'll just test that as well. and that is coming out at about 5.2 millimeters. So that's the widest and the thinnest part of the barrel. Now we'll just do the length. So the length of this is 50.8 millimeters. So that's your widths and your lengths. Now we're going to have a quick closer look at the barrel. Okay, so let's have a closer look at these barrels now. As you can see, they are a varied sort of style of dart. So you've got a very sort of gradual taper that comes from the point where the tip will go into the dart up to this sort of revolver looking section with these sort of opposite axial cuts down here. Now this whole section here is razor gripped in alternate directions. So sort of like I would call it, say, a fan razor grip, so it's going alternately, but you have these triangular cuts that run down the actual barrel here, giving it a really cool look, to be fair. Very aboriginal look to the dart. And then once we get past this sort of flat section with these axial cuts here, which sort of looks like a revolver magazine, a bullet holder for a revolver, which is pretty cool, you then come to another section of that triangular sharp grip. That's then backed up by a small scallop section. These scallop sections are really good if you want to get a fixed placement point on your dart for every throw. Generally a thumb will fit into a scallop area and you'll get a decent push point off the front edge of it here. And that's a sort of very fine ring grip that runs out the entirety of that scallop there. Now this front section here is actually painted black, and then when we get to the scallop and back, it's actually painted purple. So again, you've got the scallop, then you've got more of the triangular grip here, another sort of flatter section here with the axial cuts. I'm going to call it the revolver grip because it looks like sort of a, like I said, the chamber for a revolver gun. And then a small part of the triangle just here. Again, just going to check to see if the windmill is on the top section there, which it isn't. So no windmill on the barrel at all on these ones. Just the sort of flat bald tungsten section just here, just before you get to the stem. So all in all, look like a really well shaped dart, something I'd probably get on quite well with. They are though a 22 gram barrel, and they will be easily the heaviest dart I've ever thrown at one of my soft tip boards. So it's going to be really good to see what a heavier dart can do for myself, and also how it affects my grouping and the way the darts hit the board. So there's only one way to find that out, and that's to jump on the ground board. Okay, so let's have a few throws at the ground board with the 22 gram Simon Whitlock Special Editions. These are fixed up with the Prism Flights, a set of what I would call long Prism 4 stems, and the Windmill Triton Pro tips. Let's see how they fly. $100. Triton Pro tips, if I'm honest, they're a little bit long and a little bit thin for my liking, a little bit too much flex in the tip. Can be off-putting as the dart hits the board. 97. Yeah, I think they're a little bit too long and thin, a little bit too much flex in the tip. I prefer possibly either the tip to be the same length with a little bit of a wider base to it. Yeah, my placement point on that scallop is absolutely bang on. The grip down at the front end, the triangular sort of alternate sharp grip, I was expecting it to be a lot more aggressive than what it is, but it's just nice subtle grip. A good placement point sort of every time you approach the dart. I'd like to compare them to a standard set of Whitlocks, just to see what the difference is, having not thrown this dart before. Steady Grizzly 60s. But yeah, nice barrel. I think the stems are too long for the dart. I think they cause it to fishtail a bit as you release the dart. So I think if they came with a shorter stem, may be better, but these are obviously tailored to Simon's specifications. They will be the length of stem that he would normally use in his darts. I just throw slightly differently to him. I don't think I've ever seen anybody throw exactly the same as him. Yeah, all in all, good placement, good grip in the right areas. Do I think they're a little bit fancy? Yes. Do I think it needs all the triangular cuts? Probably not, no. Would I go out and buy them on looks alone? Probably. They are quite an attractive looking dart, very different. I'll tell you what I have noticed regarding the weight difference as well, is I'm not getting anywhere near as many deflections off of my darts as what I am normally. $140, but yeah, there's nowhere near as much deflection. I think the weight helps that massively. I think if I'm honest, I may even look into some 22 gram darts. Okay, I'll have 3 more and then we're going to do a little summary of these. Oh, that's terrible. Solid 11. Right, finished off with an absolute hooner. Let's go and give these a little summary. Okay then guys, let's have a little summary of these. So these are the Simon Whitlock 22 gram special editions. First thing I noticed, Triton Pro tips, in my opinion, aren't going to be the best one to use in a soft tip board, because that's going to happen every single time you throw the dart at the board. And yes, it can be off-putting when your flight's flopping about like that. If these were slightly thicker and the gradient was ever so slightly less and that lengthy bit was a little bit wider, they'd be absolutely fine. So that's a one for the future, for Windmill, if they want to take notice that, yeah, maybe make these a little bit wider and perhaps the taper a little bit less there. Coming on to the barrels, triangular grip across here. It's a good grip for placement. It's not too aggressive. Do I think it's a little bit overzealous? Yes. I don't think it's needed. I think just a standard wide ring grip with a little bit of a slight nip from a sharp sort of taper on there would be more than enough. Does it make the dart look great? Yes, they look beautiful. They're really stylish. I like the split of the colour between the two, the purple and the black here, which is sort of mirrored here in the stem and the flight. Again, prism force, if it had shorter stems on it, I'll get a lot less fishtail off the dart. Me personally, I wouldn't use a stem this long. As it comes packaged, 90% of people, you're not going to use it straight out the box, which is why I think Unicorn may have the right deal as well with their purist barrels, purely because you don't buy a dart for that, you don't buy it for that, and you don't buy it for those. You buy it for the barrel in the middle. I think the price point on a lot of darts and a lot of brands of darts could be reduced if they just went for a purist style. Obviously, if people are first starting out, they're going to need stems and flights, but for any experienced dart player, perhaps it should be something that you could purchase the darts, just the barrels alone, instead of having to buy a whole setup. Perhaps they could bring them out side by side when they bring a new dart out. It just may be a way of making darts more accessible to people. So if you've got like a brand new brand of dart or brand new model of dart come out, offer it as a full package or offer it as a barrels only. That way you can reduce the packaging size, reduce a bit of money, help the environment. You can do lots of different things that way. So that's something I think that manufacturers should look at in the future. When it comes to these barrels, I think for the price point, which is this many dollars and this many euros, I think, yeah, they're a good investment. 90% tungsten dart, a signature barrel, something that's a special edition. There's not many of them about, and you get a really sort of pretty pattern on there. It's an attractive looking dart. Yes, I think it's worth the money. I think it's worth buying something, anything that they bring out as a limited edition. I think it's worth getting something because they're a future-proof buy. You can use the darts, and I don't think, because this is a coating, I don't think that this is actually going to come off. So I think you're going to get the colour for quite a long time. All in all, I think they're a good dart. Would I go and run out and buy myself a set of these? Yeah, I think I would. I got on really well with them. I think the 22 grams is better for my game. I got a lot less deflections with a heavier dart. It's something I'm definitely going to be looking into to see if I can get a barrel that I use consistently in that sort of weight. Are 22 gram darts quite rare and soft tip? Yes, they are. But yeah, I'm going to go out and get myself a set, I think. Failing that, we do have some more windmill darts up and coming. We've got a set of Ted Hankies we're going to be reviewing soon, and we've also been in contact with our friends at Data Dart, and they've come on board with us, and they'd like us to showcase some of their ranges to you guys as well. So look out for those in the future. We go again, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.